All right, guys, it is Saturday afternoon. We're looking at about 20 hours before kickoff in Charlotte, Carolina. And basically, this game for the Seattle Seahawks is about one thing and one thing only. It's about getting right. But I don't just mean in terms of what we do out there on the field, I mean in terms of what we set ourselves up to have in the future. Because I may end up regretting saying this, but I am not concerned about this game's results at all, really. I have no concern about this particular Carolina Panthers team actually winning this game. I don't know exactly how the game flow is going to go. I don't know how many points we're going to win by, but I have supreme confidence that we're going to be able to win this game. And to me, it's not even really about the Seattle Seahawks, it's about the Carolina Panthers. Not only are they not very good, not only are they not playing well even compared to their standard that they've set throughout the course of this season right now, but I see a team in Carolina that has given up, that is not playing hard for their current coach because they know he's not going to be the coach next year. And basically, when we hit the field tomorrow, in my opinion, we are playing a team that is a couple of decent punches away from just falling down and letting us take the win. Not of course literally. They're not going to walk off the field and say, "Here, take this win. Let's not even play this game." But that's a team that is very low on motivation right now. They're a team that is very low on a desire, and I think that whatever the Seahawks throw out there tomorrow, be it a good effort, a mediocre effort, a bad effort, should be enough to win. For one, this Panthers team, their defense has completely fallen apart. All season long, their run defense has been atrocious. They have had one of the worst run defenses in football all year long. We saw what the 49ers did to them. We saw what the Falcons have done to them, the Saints. The list of teams that have just run all over this Panthers defense is long. The Panthers switched this offseason from a 4-3 defense to a 3-4 defense, and they have been paying the price for that because they did not have the right personnel to implement the 3-4, and because of that, even though they have some good players in that front seven, like Luke Kuechly, like Starlo Tulele, I think they still have him anyway. Guys like Kawan Short, I think. I don't even know if these guys still play for the team, but I know they did very recently. I'm sorry, I don't keep up with the Carolina Panthers as much as I do my team, but they have good players in that front seven, including Shaq Thompson. I should throw him in there as well. He just got a big contract extension, but they cannot stop the run at all. So right away, this is a great opportunity for Chris Carson to go off, and maybe, just maybe, CJ Prosise and Travis Homer are going to get the opportunity to go off a little bit because whatever opponent that the Panthers find themselves facing, whatever the situation is, they just have not been able to stop the run at all. So that right there should be enough for us to go off offensively. But if you're concerned, if you take a look at this Panthers defense over the past couple games, their pass defense is starting to fall off too because their pass rush, which looked very strong at the start of this season, has begun to normalize a little bit. It's just a pretty average pass rush, it seems like, against most teams. They padded their stats a bit against the Texans, and they padded their stats a little bit against a couple of other soft offensive lines, but it's not the stellar pass rush that it looked like it was at the start of the season. And now their cornerbacks are getting beat deep. We saw the Falcons abuse their secondary a couple times last week. So really, I don't see much of anything with that defense. And even if their pass defense was good, their run defense is so bad that I feel like we can just control the game on the ground. Now, offensively, the Carolina offense, obviously it's all about Christian McCaffrey. He's been the best running back in football this year. Even when you shut him down, you don't really shut him down because he will still find a way to contribute through the air. If you shut down the ground attack, he will be catching 8, 9, 10, 11 passes a game because he's just a huge part of whatever they do because he's that good and he's that important to this team. Fortunately, our run defense for most of this season has been solid. We've seen it against pretty much every team except the Baltimore Ravens. We've been good against the run. And the Ravens, they do things differently from any other team. So I think we can handle McCaffrey. I'm not going to say we're going to shut him down. Obviously, that's not the case. But I think we can take away their ground attack and force them to go through the air, where, quite frankly, the receivers are not very good. They have DJ Moore, who's a good, decent number one option. But after that, they don't really have a lot going for them in terms of pass catchers because Greg Olson's going to be out. So it's really mostly going to be DJ Moore. Their offensive line is not very good right now either. And most importantly, Kyle Allen cannot stop turning the ball over. He's been a fumble machine all season long. And as the season wore on, he stopped making plays to mitigate those turnovers. So it was a fun month with Kyle Allen. He was playing some decent football. He was making some plays, winning some games. But the last month has really shown his flaws as a football player, and they just haven't been able to get much going with him. He played pretty well against the Saints, that one game they almost won, but he's just not the guy. He's just not the guy that they were kind of hoping that he might be over the first couple of games he was playing. And if we can build a lead in this game and force Carolina to focus on the passing game, I am confident that Kyle Allen will give us a couple turnovers to allow us to really let this game get out of control in our favor, and that should be enough to get this win. So, with all that in mind, with me sitting here telling you that the Panthers are not going to put up much of a fight in this game, I am looking for this Seahawks team to work to make sure that the roster integrity is maintained for next week, and most importantly, the week after. We know we got no Clowney this week, which I am in favor of. I think that's good. I think that we should be taking every opportunity to reduce risk with Clowney, especially with him battling two different ailments. So I absolutely support Clowney sitting this game out. Michael Kendricks, I support him sitting this game out, not just because I don't think he's any good, but also because whatever he does give us in terms of being a good pass rusher and being a good athlete, I want to save that. Ziggy Ansah, I don't expect him to play, and I support that. Luke Wilson, I don't really expect him to play. I support that. Obviously, not that he's a huge part of this offense right now. I don't know what's going on with Shaquille Griffin, but if he sits out, so be it. And basically, I want to win this game with the bare minimum of hands on deck, because this is a game we should be able to win without playing that well. I'm sorry. I know that's a bad way to look at an NFL game, but that is just most likely going to be the case. So I want to see some of these guys preserve themselves for that 49ers game, and to a certain extent the Cardinals game, because they're playing a little frisky right now, but mainly the 49ers game. So, look, Lockett is supposed to be 100% this week. That's what they've been saying. So we will need to take him out of the garage and putter him around a little bit and make sure that he's the guy that we got earlier in this season. And I absolutely do want to see him catch some big passes and maybe score a couple touchdowns and show us that he is the Tyler Lockett that we know. But in terms of some of these other guys who are nursing things right now, guys who we know we are going to need in the bigger games this year, we need to work to preserve those guys. So, like I said, Clowney, I'm sure he's going to be out. I expect Luke Wilson to be out. I kind of expect Kendricks to be out, Ziggy Ansah to be out. Maybe even Shaquille Griffin is going to be out. I need my backup guys to step up and allow them to play as little as possible in this game. Hopefully not at all for a lot of them, because this is just the kind of game you should be able to scheme your way to a victory. And what we have on offense with Wilson, Carson, Lockett, Metcalf, Gordon, Hollister should be enough to ride to a victory. Now, I might end up looking stupid when I say all this, but I want this team to do the bare minimum to win. We can still get a blowout, impressive victory even without some of these guys, because Kyle Allen is playing that bad and the Panthers' run defense is that bad. But what I'm going to be looking for is this team playing well enough to give people like Dwayne Brown Tyler Lockett, and maybe even Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright and Bradley McDougald, are they going to get the opportunity to sit out in the fourth quarter? That's kind of what I'm looking for, because if this team can play well enough to get up by multiple scores late in the game and just put this game away, I would love to see those guys get the opportunity to rest a little bit and just reduce variance, because there's going to come a time very soon when we need all hands on deck. And I want those hands to be healthy and ready to go when that moment comes. I mean, Carolina as is, they got injuries on their offensive line. They got injuries on their defensive line. Like I said, Greg Olson's out. So it's not even like we're playing the best version of the Panthers right now. Show me something, guys. Show me that you can go out there and force some turnovers and run the ball and basically just keep them at arm's length the whole game, even without all of your toys. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks. I'll make a video and probably go live at some point after the game tomorrow. But yeah, that's how I feel about this one. There's not a lot that I need my team to do tomorrow except win with whatever it is we have to work with. All right, peace.